Once more. With feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. What's funny is that like 2 seconds before I actually sat down to do this thing, I don't even know if it'll be in the video, depending on how I cut it, depending on how I alter the universe in which you see this. Depending, you might not know, but I definitely sat down and my fly was open, so I zipped that up. That's a little BTS for you, behind the scenes. I don't know if you know that. It's a little BTS for you. Sometimes your fly's down and you got to zip it up, zip it up right. That's stupid. Yeah, so I do that a lot though. I don't know why. I just I forget. I think it's because I'm like, here's why. You want to know why? Here's why. This is a little, this is topical. That's what they call topical. I'm already thinking about washing my hands because of coronavirus. No, just kidding. That's couldn't stay away from that one. No, I'm already thinking about washing my hands before I actually get there, so that I end up forgetting to zip up, because I'm like, right when I tuck it away, I think, oh, gotta go wash my hands. Just touch something that other people don't want to touch. I think some people might want to touch. Anyway, jeez. Off to a great start. Hey guys, I'm a day late and a buck short. I'm writing the report. No, this is usually I record this on Monday. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday, and I will probably actually edit and post this on Tuesday today. I'll do it all today because I have no life. I actually I had stuff going on yesterday, man. As you could see, I think I mentioned in the last episode that I would be in the new space by this episode, and hi, I'm not in the new space. I'm not in the new studio yet, which is, not great, not ideal. No, it's not that big a deal though. We just hit some snags. I'm renting one office in a larger set of offices, and they were building out the construction. And anyways, this is boring. But yeah. So anyways, the long and the short of it is that construction is a little bit slow. So I'm not in the new space yet. We're still in my bedroom. Yeah. So we're in my bedroom, and that's fine. It's all good. Doesn't matter. It's just a mic in my face. It's just a camera pointed at me. Doesn't make a difference. I can still be funny no matter where I am. Believe it or not. Ripley's Believe It or Not. I always thought that show was cool, Ripley's Believe It or Not, until they just decided to get like weird body horror about it. Like they would just show like weird, this man has the most alligators biting him at the same time. And I'm not about that, dude. Like I don't need to see all the gore and the nastiness, or like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like if you have like 47,000 piercings on your body, I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe you're better adjusted than I am. Maybe you just knew exactly what you wanted in this life and you went and you got it. So who am I to judge you? Also, though, maybe you should see somebody about that. I don't know. Or I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not saying that like I dig tattoos, I dig piercings, whatever, rock and roll and shit. But I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, Ripley's Believe It or Not got weird. And I just got weird. So, but it got weird, man. It got weird. And, And I keep slouching this chair because last time I actually recorded this, I do this on my own. I don't have any producers. So I last time I think I cut off the top of my head a little bit because I was sitting up so straight. So now I just you're gonna see me slowly slouch out of frame on this episode because I'm gonna be so nervous that I'm cutting the top of my head off. I did a test shot and everything, but it's just for some reason when I sat up straight, shockingly, when I sat up straight, which I never do, always slouch life. I ended up being out of frame. So, anyways, so I'm slowly gonna just inch my way out of frame on this episode. And also for people listening, that means nothing to you. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I post these things on YouTube because for some reason I think that somebody might want to see my face at some point, and I don't think that that's true. But also, like, I've been told that that's what you're supposed to do with these things, so that's what I do. Ripley's Believe It or Not, though, was kind of crazy. It was a crazy thing. I liked it because I like fun facts. I think that's what it is. I like factoids, like things that like aren't really. I like fun facts, man. I don't know what to say. Like, I like statistics. I'm weird like that. Like, I like knowing statistics, and I like being that like douchey guy at a party who is like, well, actually, 4.75 of the population of bees, and so yeah, there's that, which is kind of annoying, and I hate that part about myself because I feel like I don't like it when other people do it, but for some reason I really enjoy doing it, which is so annoying. Yeah, so that's a weird thing that I just let you know about my life, is that like I'm that guy, but I also hate being that guy. You ever feel like that? You ever feel like that where you're like, you do something and you're like, oh, I don't like that. Don't like that. oh, I don't like that. I don't like that I do that. Why do I do that? It's like that meme where you're pointing in the mirror and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Oh, man. This is my second cup. I always try and do the podcast now in the middle of my second cup because that means the first cup has already hit my bloodstream and I am, woo! And I'm flying at that point. I also put coconut oil inside my coffee, so that way, I don't know. I've been told that has MCTs or something in it, which I don't even know what that stands for. But what I believe that it, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's supposed to help my brain or something. Yes, I've been doing that for a while. Not just because of the podcast. I just, I have a life outside of this thing. I don't know if you know that. I don't just sit here all day recording 24/7 and take the best parts. I actually just do this for 1 hour, and then whatever happens, and then I just post that because I don't have time to mess around, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, friends. Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not was crazy. I don't know why I keep going to that, but it's just the truth. It was crazy, man. I don't like the body. I don't like gore. Like, you know what's crazy is that I like scary movies, but I don't like the gore. So, like, if a scary movie is gory, I'm not into it. So I guess you'd say I like thrillers. Yeah, so I like thrillers. Little MJ. Can we do MJ now? Can we still do that even after everything? What are you doing? Yeah, can we still do MJ? I don't know. I feel like we can. I don't know, man. I don't know. Artists get like a weird pass on some stuff. Not that they get a pass like it's okay, but also he's like dead. So, I mean, you gotta take the good with the bad. And that's easy for me to say because I didn't get touched. But, jeez, dude. Woo! All right, just touching on raw nerves left and right. It's like boing, 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 boing. It's like a spring. Wow. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. I feel like we could do that though. I don't know. I feel like we could. We can like Michael Jackson. We like Chris Brown, and he beat the crap out of people, and it's totally fine apparently because no one cares. I feel like I'm the only one who cares that Chris Brown did that stuff. Like, I feel like I'm but everyone just goes, but he dances so nice. Look at him move his feet. Look at him go. I don't know, man. I don't know. Especially just because the whole way that whole thing went down, you know, with the Chris Brown thing. It's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like that was kind of whack. It's just whack that like nobody seemed to care that much. Like he just went away for a while, and I guess he went to anger management. Maybe, I don't really know. It's all hazy now. It's been a long time, and I think that's what it is. It's just that stuff gets put far enough back in the past, and then you just forget about it, and then it is what it is. Yeah. So, but I don't know, man. I feel like I'm the only one who goes like, "Hey, remember when he almost killed somebody with his bare hands? Do you remember that? Because I remember that. Do you remember that? I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting. That's a thing that he did. But it's all good though. He can dance and it'll be nice and pretty and it's cool. It's all cool though. Because it's like, it's the thing with him though. Okay, and then I'm gonna get off it because this is like terrible, and I know somebody eventually one day is gonna find this and be like, "Hey, you're a terrible person. How could you ever hate Chris Brown? He's like the Michael Jackson of our era." And you know, whatever. But all I'm saying is that I feel like in everything in this life. And right now, it's not really like that in our culture, but I feel like in everything in this life, there's a gradient, right? There's a gradient. Everybody knows that. Like, there's stuff that's worse than other stuff, right? And so, like, there's a difference between, there's levels to even bad things, is what I'm trying to say. There's bad stuff, and then there's really bad stuff. And I feel like with what he did, especially taking advantage of a woman, it's just, you should never lay hands on a woman, period. You shouldn't lay hands on people, period. Really, honestly, you shouldn't resort to violence unless you really gotta. But there's time and a place, but rare. Anyways, all that being said, never really lay hands on a woman, honestly, you know, unless you're trying to just get out of a situation because she's attacking you with a knife or something. Anyways, what am I doing here? All I'm trying to say is that there's levels to this stuff, and to the level that he actually beat Rihanna was like so intense. Like the photos, like you'll never get that out of your mind. Like like I know I said that right now, and anybody who has seen that photo knows. Like they pulled it up, like the files in their mind went. And then all of a sudden, right there, right in the forefront of your mind when I said the photos of Rihanna after Chris Brown, you saw it. You saw it in your mind because you'll never forget it because it was that bad. That bad. Like an inch of your life getting beaten. So anyways, I don't know. All I'm saying is there's levels to this stuff, and there's one thing when it's like a domestic dispute, and then there's another thing when you like literally almost kill somebody with your hands. But we won't talk about that. It's fine. Because, you know, whatever. I don't know. People get away with stuff. It's terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I guess she didn't help the situation there either by, like, you know, dating him immediately after. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Love is love. Love, baby. That's what I'm trying to get to. Love is love at the end of the day. And, no, that's not what I'm trying to get to. Make better choices. That's what I'm trying to get to. Make better choices, guys. Make better choices. And gals, guys and gals. Make better choices. You have a choice in this life. Don't choose that person. You know? Don't choose that person. You have choices. Ripley's Believe It or Not, you got choices. And don't do that. You know? Anyway, I don't know. Make better choices, man. It's just like, I don't know. I'm taken. Or I would say, you know, Rihanna, hey. Rihanna, hey. Come on over. Treat you better. I can't do that now because I found love. Somebody who doesn't beat me to the inch of my life. But, wow, that's so messed up. Anyways, but I know like 10 guys who are better than Chris Brown for you, Rihanna. Anyways, when you find this, Rihanna, when you find this, come to me. I'll be a matchmaker. I'll be like a Jewish mother matchmaker. I'll set you up with somebody nice. Somebody nice, you know? I set you up with somebody nice. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. That's all I'm trying to say. Is I'll set you up with somebody nice, Rihanna. Just come. Just hit me up. And I will make sure that it's all good. You know? You know? You could be into whatever you're into and still have somebody nice. And that's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, dude. I don't know. All I was trying to say was that I don't like gore. I really don't. I'm not into that. And I know, like, as a dude, you're supposed to be like, oh, yeah, that's so cool, yeah. And I don't like it, dude. I'm not into it. Like, I don't, like, this is something I haven't really talked about on the podcast, but I had surgery on my ankle. That's why I'm always sitting down. No, I'm just kidding. No, I had surgery on my ankle recently, and I'm fine. If anybody sees this and actually cares enough to reach out, I'm fine. I'm recovering. I'm doing good. Yeah, but so I had surgery on my ankle, and then I had this crazy, like, they basically filleted my ankle open, and I'm not even gonna get into it because if I was me listening to this, I would be like, "Ooh, don't want to know." So anyway, after they fillet-fished my ankle, fillet-fish. Oh, so they fillet-fished my ankle, and yeah, after they did that, there's this like nasty scar. I didn't even like looking at. Dude, I think it's getting worse with age too. Like as I get older, I have less of a stomach for it. I can push through if I have to. Like if something's happening in the moment, I need to take care of somebody. I could look at the gore, but like I don't like looking at it if I don't have to. And I didn't have to look at my foot, so I didn't for like a couple weeks because it was nasty. It had stitches and stuff, like just nasty, and it was just not. It was not a pretty sight. I looked like Frankenstein's monster, like I look like Frankenstein's monster if he used parts that like were. Oh God, I look like Frankenstein's monster if he used parts that he just like after people like just died. Like they weren't really that dead that long. Yeah, like I was Frankenstein's monster if he was just like in the hospital and he was just cutting pieces off. No, I'm not doing that. Anyways, yeah, so my ankle looked nasty. I didn't like looking at it because I just don't like looking at gore. And it elevated the gore because it was on my own body. And so, yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not, I don't like it. That's just the truth, and I'm here to spit it, you know? What can I say? I can never quit it. Oh! Dropping bars on you. I don't know, man. I just feel like, and especially in like this is what I'm trying to get back to. What I'm trying to get back to is in horror movies, thriller movies, whatever you want to call them. I don't feel like it's necessary most of the time. You know, like I feel like you can get the point across, have it be just as scary or scarier because you don't exactly know what's happening and your worst fear is playing out in your mind, without having to see it. You feel me? Ja rule, ja feel me? So that's what I'm saying with that, you know? Is that I feel like you don't have to show it to know it. Oh, that was so whack. Oh, that was whack. Anyway, it's true though. It's truly how I feel. Like I don't make this stuff up. This is all truth. This is coming from my heart. From my heart. My little baby heart. That's where it's coming from. Yeah, so I'm going to just move right on off that because I don't even... Ripley's Believe It or Not, there's no segues in this show, and there's no segues. I don't care what you say. There's no segues. Yeah, so one of the things that I wrote down this week that I observed, because I'm an observational comedian. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do on this thing anymore. I started it, and like I said on the very first episode, I started this with absolutely no plan. I just start and I talk into the mic, and then I just see what happens. And I put a camera on my face because it makes me feel awkward. And when the camera's on my face, I don't feel awkward. I do weird stuff, and the weird stuff might be funny to you. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so one of the things that I wrote down, because I need to write something down to talk about to you, one of the things I wanted to talk about was, does anyone else feel this way? And tell me if you do. Like, people who give haircuts, like sometimes, and when I say sometimes, I mean most times. And when I say most times, I mean everybody. I just don't want, I want to soften the blow for any of you who might be hairstylists. I feel like they always have wackadoodle hair. Like the craziest. And I don't know if it's because they just have access to the tools and they're practicing on themselves, like a tattoo artist who just like tattoos his thigh because he's got there's meat right there. Let's tattoo it. Or what? But what I'm trying to say is without fail, they have like hairstylists often have the wackiest kind of hair. And I mean it in a Ripley's Believe It or Not kind of way. I'm not talking about wacky like, he's got a mohawk. He's dyed it purple or whatever. I don't care, dude. Do what you want. Rock and roll. Rock and roll, dude. I don't care what you look like. I'm not here to judge, dude. I look like crap. And yet I put a camera in front of my face and record it. Don't know why I do that. But that's also the truth. So yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that I walked by a barbershop and there was this lady cutting a dude's hair. And dude, I don't think I'd sit down with that lady to cut my hair. Because I would look at her and I would be like, "Oh, you thought that was a good idea. Okay. I gotta go. I gotta go. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like this, but I feel like this is true. I feel like this is actually true. Like, if I look at you and you're gonna cut my hair and you thought that was a good idea, I don't know, man. I just feel like that matters. I feel like it matters. I feel like looking at the person who's gonna cut your hair, they should, I don't know, vibe with you on some level, you know? Like, and this isn't because she's a lady or whatever. I've seen dudes who have whack hair cutting hair, and I'm like, what are you doing? You look crazy. It's not even like I said, it's not even a specific style. It's like uneven or just insane, like insane hair that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they have a niche market of like just punk rock people who just don't want their hair to look any kind of way, and they just want, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I'm not rolling them dice. Maybe they're okay. This is what I'm trying to get to here. Here's the deal. I'm gonna lay it out for you. They might be great. Maybe they did that to themselves, and that's exactly what they wanted. And so they're so good at what they do that they can recreate anything specifically that they want. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe they're living it. And maybe they're so good that even though their hair is whack, if I tell them I want something normal, they would be able to do it. Okay? I'm laying all that out in front, right in front before I deliver this last thing to you. Ding dong. Amazon, here's a package for you. I'm laying all that out before, okay? Maybe they're great. But you want to know what's inside that package that I just delivered on your doorstep? You want to know what's inside it? Set of dice, okay? There's a set of dice inside that package. Are you going to roll them with the person who has an uneven haircut, cutting hair? Are you going to blow on the dice, baby? Get some good luck. You going to roll them dice? Are you going to go with somebody who has like some semblance of a normal haircut? What are you going to do? Tell you what, I'm not going to go with the person who has a crazy haircut. That's not me, man. That's not me. I don't know what to tell you. And again, I'm prefacing this because somebody's going to say it. Somebody's going to say it in a comment or something somewhere. Somebody's going to talk to me. And I'm telling you right now, it has nothing to do with if it's like a mohawk. That's badass. That's cool. You got a mohawk? All right, cool. You know how to make a statement. Sick. You know? But I'm talking about like just crazy uneven, dyed until it like I don't even know what tint that is type of hair. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. No. I'm just turning that. I'm turning the Amazon car to another place. Going to deliver another package at another house for you. Okay. We're gonna just steer right away from that. We're gonna steer. This is me driving the car, and you're in it. You're in the car now. You're in the car with me. And I'm not a good driver. I'm not a good driver. And you're in the car with me. You're in the Amazon package delivery car. So you better be ready. Because I'm delivering it hot and ready. Just like Little Caesars. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know. I think about that a lot. Because I've had a lot of... I think the reason that I thought about this so much is because I've had enough bad haircuts to last a lifetime. You know? So I'd rather just never get another bad haircut, which I know is probably statistically improbable that will happen, but I would rather try and avoid that with all my might because, you know, it's just the thing you have to walk around with all the time. Like, it's just the way you look all the time. All the time. It's like it's the equivalent of getting a face tattoo. It's the closest I'll ever get to a face tattoo. What am I even saying? Okay, getting a haircut is the closest I'll ever get to getting a face tattoo. Even when I get a real tattoo, which it'll happen. Even when I get a real tattoo, getting a haircut will still be the closest I get to getting a face tattoo. Because you see it all the time. You know? You gotta wait for that thing to grow out again. Anyway, that's all I'm trying to say, man. I'm just trying. It's getting a haircut's like getting a face tattoo, and if somebody's got whack tattoos on them, you're not gonna want to go get it. I feel like that's actually a pretty fair equivalent. Like if you're going to a tattoo artist and he's got whack tattoos on him, like whack, you're like, I don't really touch your judgment. I've seen what you can draw. It's weird because I flipped through your little book, but also like I feel like, you know, I'm looking at you and like you got some whack stuff on you, dude. I don't know if I want that. Anyway, that's weird. That's weird because I guess if you're doing like piecemeal art, like I've helped record music that is like not in my wheelhouse. Like I would never make that kind of music, but also it sounds great when they leave my space. So, you know, I'm a hypocrite. What are you going to do? Hey, oh yeah, this is the other thing I wanted to talk about was, so I was walking with my dad, and we were going into Office Depot for whatever reason, the most boring place on the planet, Office Depot. Literally, there is nowhere. It's just, honestly, just everything about it is just sad. Like, I don't know if this is true for everybody, but Office Depot is just sad, dude. Like, the lights, why are they always like 4,000 degrees brightness in Office Depot, but like the worst kind of fluorescent office lights? I guess it's an office. I don't know. Anyways, Office Depot is terrible, but it's better than Fry's. Fry's oh my God, how have I not talked about this? Fry's is going out of business, and in all honesty, I could not be happier about, like, it's the most bitter. Dude, it's the most bitter kind of crap that I've ever felt. And like, I know it's probably like, I'm probably going to hell for no, I'm not going to. It doesn't matter. Anyway, but it was the worst business model. The worst business model. Okay, let me lay this down for you real quick. Fry's sucks so bad. Fry's sucks so bad. We're going to skip the whole Office Depot thing for a second because you need to know how bad Fry's sucks and how much I don't care that they're going out of business. I don't care. I actually, more than don't care, I relish the fact that they're going out of business because it's the worst business model and the worst. It's the worst. Why is it that every Fry's is exactly the same? I'm not even talking about like the one Fry's by my house. I'm saying I've been to multiple Fry's. And if you don't know what Fry's is, by the way, Fry's is an electronics store where they sell cables for like computers and stuff, and like computer store basically, where they sell parts for computers, cables for computers, pretty much anything electronic they have, like video game systems, anything, right? Anything electronic. It's kind of like a Best Buy. But Best Buy is so much better, and that's why Best Buy is still in business, because Best Buy actually, like, they care about you on some level as a human being. I feel like they actively train Fry's employees to hate people. I don't know what they do in the training services to make them hate people, but they legitimately hate people. Legitimately. Like, I don't know what that is, but I'm being so serious right now. I wish you could understand how serious I'm being, but I'm being so serious. Like, every Fry's I've been into, they actively dislike me. And it's not just me. It's other people that I know. Everybody I've ever talked to hates Fry's. Everybody. Even the employee. I used to know a guy who worked at Fry's, and he hated Fry's. But it was the only job he can get, so he worked at Fry's. What is that about, dude? What are we doing? What? He's going out of business, and that's why. Because it sucks so bad. I'm telling you, one time, dude, I went in there for the simplest thing. But the whole store is honestly organized like a 4-year-old decided to organize it. Like, for real. It's got like, nothing makes any sense. Like, there's no categories. Like, there's categories, but the categories aren't even relevant. It's like the elephant room. It's like, why is this called the elephant room when it's got like HDMI cables in it? Like, what is that? How does that have anything to do with anything? So here's the deal. Laying it on for you. There's categories. The categories makes no sense. They intentionally confuse the customer. So now the customer is confused. I don't know where I need to go. I don't know where you keep this stuff, because you keep it everywhere. You keep it in the rafters. I feel like there have been times when I ask somebody something in Fry's and they're like, hey, I'm like, hey, where do you keep that? They're like, oh, we don't even keep that on the floor. If you ask us, we'll go get it in the back. Why do you have products in the back that you can't even, oh, okay. All right. I can't even, my blood is boiling. That's how much I hate Fry's. Okay, ready? We're going to take it down just 1 or 2 notches. Got a little too excited. Fry's, the reason it sucks, okay? Employees hate you. I don't know if it's because they hate their life, because they're working at Fry's, but they actively hate people. Actively. I walk in there, and I'm like, hey, I just walk up to the counter, because I'm not going to try and find this stuff in the elephant room. I don't know where it is. There's a giraffe room and elephant room. I don't know what's going on. There's no organization there. So I walk in. I need something very simple. I'm pretty sure it's just like an HDMI cable. It's something like that with a certain amount of length. Like, I need like a 10-foot, something long, whatever. Walk in there. Hey, man, what's up? Like, but they don't even say what's up. Like, that's giving them too much grace. They honestly look up from what they're doing and they just look at you like, like that's the emotion. Let me run that back for you one more time. This is me and Fry's. I go, hey man, how's it going? That's how they feel towards you. And it's very apparent. And I think it's in the training in Fry's. I think they train you to do that, because I know a guy who used to work there, and he wasn't like that outside of Fry's, but inside of Fry's, he felt like that. That's how he was in his job. But when he wasn't in his job, he wasn't like that. Anyway, man, all I'm trying to say is that Fry's is whack. I would go in there and I asked the dude, where are the can you help me find this cable? Because I need it. And he's like, yeah, man, it's over here in this section. Let me help you out. Walks me over to this section. Goes in, walks into the aisle, and then goes, oh, it's actually not here. What? I followed you, dude. Where are we going? What are we doing here? I'm following you. Are we just going to go for a tour? Are you just trying to like make this last longer? Do you think I'm cute? You want to talk to me? I have places to be, my friend. I hate to break it to you, but I have places to be. And as much as I appreciate you trying to make this last longer because you want to talk to me, you want to make a friend, I got to go. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't say any of that. All I'm trying to say is, we walking down this aisle and he goes, actually, it's not here. It's in another aisle. Why did we come here? That's my mindset. I'm like, okay, giving this guy the benefit of a doubt. Maybe it's his first day. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe the organization here is so terrible that he doesn't even know where things are. All I'm trying to say is, we walked down this aisle. The thing that I need is not in this aisle. So I don't know why we went there in the first place. Then he goes, hang on one second. Let me go look it up and I'll come back and tell you where it's at. I'm like, probably could have started like that, but okay. I don't know. Dude, probably could have started with that. How about that? Probably could have started with looking it up if we didn't know where it was. But it's fine, man. This guy, I don't know what's going on in his life. Maybe he had some stuff going on. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? At this point in the story, that's where I'm at. Giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, you know what? Cool. See you in a second. I'll wait here. He's like, yeah, just wait here. I'll come here because it's probably somewhere near this spot because it's somewhere in the elephant room. And we're in the elephant room. I'm like, great. So I'm sitting there waiting for this guy, holding a piece of paper because I know how Fry's is, and I brought a picture of what I needed because if I didn't bring a picture of what I needed, for sure I'd never find it. For sure. For sure. It's like being in the Amazon. You would have no idea where you are. And I don't have a machete, and I'm not bringing a machete into Fry's because that's illegal. And so I can't find my way through Fry's. So my tour guide of Fry's at this point has left me in the elephant room. What? Okay, my tour guide of Fry's, my safari expedition. It's like you imagine being on a safari, and the guy in the Jeep just goes, "Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a leap behind that tree. I'm just gonna leave the Jeep running. Just leave the keys in the Jeep." Can you imagine if you're in a safari and the guy, like you're driving past, you're on a car. Because it's a bumpy road. You're in the middle of Africa. Just he stops the car, and he goes, "Hey, I just gotta go take a leak. I'll be right back." And you just drove past some lions, some wildebeests, some hippos on your right. The most deadly animal, by the way. Don't know if you know that. More deadly than lions. You saw a panther earlier. He pointed it out to you. He said, "Hey, don't get out of the car because the panthers are going to get you." Can you imagine if that guy got out of the Jeep, closes the door, goes, "Hey, I'll be right back. Got to take a leak." What? I would lose my crap. I'd be like, "Oh, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Just pee in the car. I got a bottle here. Just don't leave me. Don't leave me. I'm in the jungle. In the jungle, the mighty jungle." It's not like that. It's dangerous. Wow, where are the rails? We're so far off the rails I can't even see them. Anyways, my safari tour guide of Fry's has left me in the aisle. So I'm holding the piece of paper just hoping it helps me. I'm like holding a map of something I don't even understand. And so he leaves. He's like, "I'll look it up." I'm like, "Cool, man. I'll just be right here in the car, in the safari car, in the Jeep. I'll just wait for you here in the elephant room. And I really hope that you come back for me because otherwise I'm basically just going to be fed to the panthers." So he leaves, and I'm waiting there, and I'm waiting. I'm like, this is kind of taking a long time. I just kind of looked down at my watch. It's kind of taking a long time. I probably didn't look down at my watch because I'm not a weirdo. At the time, I really probably just looked at my phone. That's probably what I was really doing. Anyways, don't want to lie to you. Want to tell you the truth. Yeah. So I looked down at my phone. I'm like, wow, this is taking a long time. I've scrolled through Instagram like 3 times already, and he's not back. And I know the lookup station is pretty close. So then all of a sudden, I look down the aisle of Fry's, right? I look down the aisle, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting in this aisle. And I look down, and lo and behold, who is walking by my aisle? But my safari tour guide. My safari tour guide is walking down the aisle. Not down the aisle towards me, passing the aisle. I'll just see him for a... He just walked right by the aisle. I catch a glimpse of him as he goes past my aisle, completely leaving me. He's with another customer holding something for them. What? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? So now, in our analogy here, imagine if you're in the safari. Imagine if you're on a safari and your tour guide gets out of the Jeep, says, "Hey, I'll be right back. I just got to take a leak." And you're like, crikey, okay, that's dangerous. Isn't there lions? And he's like, "Yeah, but I'll be right back." And you're like, all right. So you just stay in the Jeep like an idiot. And then all of a sudden you see him riding by on a 4x4, just passing you with some chick behind him, just holding on. And he just drives right past you. And you're just sitting in the Jeep. You're just sitting in the Jeep, man. And you're like, what are you, hey. Yeah, that's me holding my piece of paper in the middle of the elephant room inside of Fry's. That's me. That was me. Just making noises. The guy in the other aisle was probably freaking out. He's like, uh-oh, there's an animal on the other side of this. What? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, dude. All I know is that Fry's is terrible. It's a terrible place to be. Nobody likes being there. The employees don't like being there. Something is wrong with that place. And it's closing down, and I honestly couldn't be happier. Yeah, so bringing that all full circle, did I get so mad that I walked out of there, vowing to never go to another Fry's ever again? If I could help it, so help me God. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I did that day. Yeah. Did I throw the paper on the floor? Yes. Did I also probably, maybe, tear up the paper because I was so annoyed? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I tore up the paper and I definitely threw it in the air. I got really annoyed and I walked out of that Fry's and I never went back. Never went back. That was like my 4th or 5th experience like that in Fry's, and I was done. Switch was flipped, dude. Lost it. Switch flipped. Done. Never going to Fry's again. So help me. So help me, never going to Fry's again. Anywhere else. Don't care. I'll wait 2 days on Amazon, dude. I can get anything you got in store on Amazon. Talk to me about that. Jeff Bezos, my homeboy. He gonna hook it up, dude. Bye-bye, Fry's. Bye-bye. See ya another time. How about that? Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. But I hate Fry's. And I have no love lost that they're going out of business. The other thing that I was trying to say after all of this, going back to Office Depot, because Office Depot was also terrible, but what I'm trying to say is that there's... Yes, dude! Yes! Giving myself an applause for that one. Yes. What I'm trying to say is that Office Depot is not like Fry's is like the Chris Brown. Fry's is the Chris Brown. And there's levels to this, you know? Office Depot. Oh my God. Oh no. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyways, Fry's is Chris Brown is what I'm trying to say. And so I walked into Office Depot with my dad. And I don't even know what we were trying to get. Some for work, some for his work probably. I don't even know. I walked in there with him, and the employees are nice or whatever. It's totally cool. That's not the problem. The lights are terrible, but whatever. So we walk in and we get our thing or whatever. I don't even know what we're getting. We get the thing. We go to the checkout. We go waiting by the checkout. We're talking and we're waiting in line. And I look to my right, and there's a life-size cutout. I'm not kidding when I say like it has to be life-size. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know what he actually what his actual size is, but this thing was huge. Huge cutout of Shaquille O'Neal, the Laker turned Miami Heat, Shaquille O'Neal. And I thought to myself, why is Shaq in Fry's? I mean, what? You imagine if you pissed off Shaq in Fry's, he'd just tear the... If you pissed off Shaq the way I got pissed off in Fry's, are you kidding me? He just, like one whole aisle would just disappear. Dude, you can't do that, man. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is that I look over and I see Shaq, and I'm like, that's where the Shaq's in Office Depot. Like, why would they have an ad of Shaq in Office Depot? Like, he's not, what is he doing here? So I look down, and it's just, I wish that like everybody was watching this. So if you're listening to this and you don't have a visual, I'll try and explain it to you. But it's just him standing there, and he's got his hands out, and he's just smiling, like right in front of him, like he's almost like he's Oliver Twist, but happy about it and asking for some more porridge. And so I look at Shaq asking for more porridge very politely in this cutout, and I'm like, I still can't piece it together. Like, why is there a picture of Shaq in Office Depot? I can't piece it together. And then I realized in his hands, he's holding a printer. I think it's Epson or something. It doesn't matter what the printer is. Why is the fact important to you? It's not. So he's holding a printer, And I look at it and I turn to my dad. I just go, what part of Shaquille O'Neal gives him an authority on printers? Like the quote above his head says, the only printer I use. What? Okay, cool, Shaq. Thanks. Why do I care? Also, I just feel like Shaq's in a point in his career where he'll they probably that whole Porridge photo is definitely it's definitely him in front of a green screen, right? And he's just holding his hands out and he's holding some green box in his hand. And they just Photoshop whatever it is that he's endorsing into his hands because he's just raking it in, dude. He's raking it in and he doesn't actually care what he's endorsing. Because there is no way that they were like, hey, Shaq, we got this printer deal. And he's like, just use the photo that I gave you before. Just use the stock. Yeah, the green screen. Just use that. He doesn't care, dude. He doesn't know anything. I guarantee you, Shaq, at this point in his life, hasn't printed anything out in years. I wish that I knew Shaq on a personal level so I could ask him on a personal level and be like, bro, when was the last time you actually printed something? Period. Anything. I don't care what it is. Anything. When was the last time you printed anything? I don't know, man. My personal assistant just does it. I don't even know. Does she use an Epson? Because that's the one you're recommending. Does she use an Epson? That's what I want to know. Shaquille O'Neal, do you really use an Epson? Because are you just green screen holding stuff out now and just getting people to buy stuff? I think you're just holding it out. I really think that's what. And all that is just to say is I sat there and I thought about that for a second. I was like, dude, what? How does any celebrity have an authority on anything, dude, other than what they do? And I am guilty of this too. I like musicians, dude. I am a musician. I like comedians, and I listen to what they have to say, and I let it affect me, and it affects the choices I make in this life. But man, that was such a clear representation of just what? How could Shaq possibly recommend a printer to you? And if he did, it would be on par with any other human being in life telling me about a printer. It would be the equivalent of a homeless guy walking up to me and being like, hey, I really like Epson printers. I'd be like, sick, bro. Cool. Don't know what you know about printers. Maybe you were a printer guy before this. I don't know. But I don't know that you know anything about printers. And I don't know that Shaq knows anything about printers. That's what I'm trying to say. Why would I trust Shaq? I don't trust Shaq. That's what I'm trying to get down to, is that I actually think Shaq's probably a good person, but I don't trust him anymore. If I see him in an ad, I don't think that he actually uses the thing that he is offering to me, like his little porridge hands. I don't think that Shaq has porridge hands. That's what I'm trying to say. Shaq has porridge hands, and I don't trust him. Because I think it's all green screened, and I don't think that he actually uses the products that he suggests. I'm just saying. Except for Icy Hot. See, that was good for his brand because it made sense. It made sense because he's an athlete. So he's like, I use Icy Hot when I get sore. And I'm like, all right, yeah, buy that. I believe it. Epson printers? No, thank you. No. That's not real. You're not real. You're a cutout. And then they kicked me out of Office Depot. Oh, you imagine I just sat there and argued with Shaq in Office Depot. I'm the homeless guy who thinks he knows stuff about printers. I'm that guy. Oh my God. What I'm trying to say is, Shaq, I don't think you know anything about printers. And I think you got porridge hands, dude. At me, dude. At me, Shaq. I'm just going to start fights with everybody until at one point I get famous off of one of the fights that I start. And then, no, that's terrible. You don't want to get famous like that. But I just really feel that though. I was sitting there. It's so stupid, the stuff I get mad about, dude. The stuff I get mad about is not important. And I was mad about it. I was driving home with my dad. I was like, what? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why would he just try and my dad's like, and And then my dad just laid it to me, and I was like, oh, yeah, I would do that. He's like, son, if they offered you $3 million to hold your hands out and they green screened a printer into it, would you take it? I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then I stopped being angry because I get it. Because the money thing, I get it. I get it. Anyway, yeah, man, that's how I feel about Shaq with printers. And that'd be a great title for this one. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet. I never know until I actually am done with this thing and I look back at it. But, dude, that would be a great title for this. Shaq with printers. Dude. And I think that's it. I think that's where I'm leaving you today. I don't know. I hope you guys are having a good time with this thing. That Shaq with printers is definitely, I don't know, maybe going to be the title. Anyway, now I feel like I said enough where it has to be. But, dude, just Shaq has got porridge hands. Maybe that's the title. Anyway, I thank you for listening to this thing, man. It really means a lot to me. And I like just turning this mic on and just talking about my week. And it's been really fun for me. It's been like almost like a video journal. So it's been really fun. I hope you have fun with me too. And if you've been having fun, dude, just, I don't know. I hate this part. But, you know, like it. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Subscribe if you're on podcast or Spotify. I don't know. It helps me out. I've been having fun. It helps you not miss it. And yeah, my dude, we'll be in the studio for sure next time I record this. It's got to be. They're finishing up this week, and I record this once a week. So, yeah. So, anyways, I'm stoked. I'm so stoked to be in the new space. I'm gonna be recording music. I have music coming out right now. I have a music coming out actually this Friday, which is really cool. On the 13th, and so that's exciting. And this podcast comes out every week, man. And so if you don't want to miss it, like it, subscribe it. And honestly, if you don't know how to do any of that and you're listening to this, just show somebody. Be like, hey, I think this is really funny. And that helps me too, man. Yeah. I talked about some crazy stuff on here. And I'll probably never apologize for anything I ever say because it's all jokes and I'm joking. So it is what it is. But at the same time, yeah, man, I've been having fun. I hope you guys have been having fun. And yeah, I'm rambling now. So, peace.
Once more. With Reading.
Try that again.